Hey everybody, Jake here from Bearded Gear, doing another little test today, this time with the CJRB Talla. I wanted to find out how good this knife is in pocket, kind of test how it goes in and out, and how it'll feel realistically for carry. I have had this knife in pocket on a couple of different pairs of pants, but today I wore a pretty standard pair of jeans, so we're going to be testing it in pocket first, and then I'm going to be putting it through some cardboard, probably some rope, and whatever else I can find. But this is the Talla. Let's go ahead and see how it pockets. That deep carry clip works great for me. Awesome for draw and for putting it in. I can feel the texture of these scales kind of rubbing as I go in and out, but it doesn't feel like overly abrasive. I can just kind of feel that they're gripping a little bit. But yeah, this deep carry clip works like a charm. That's fantastic. Goes in and draws easily. I love that it is tip up, right hand. It does have the setup over here, so you could run this left-handed if you preferred to do so, but I carry my knives right-handed and use them right-handed for the most part, so this is perfect for me. I really like that. Definitely passes the pocket test. I will say as well, once it's in here, it's not too difficult to get my hand past it. Go ahead and draw my wallet out, and yeah, it's not like beating up my hand. There's nothing sharp here. That works great. So there's the Talla in pocket. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to cutting with the Talla. Let's go ahead and grab a box over here, and we're just gonna see how it does first and foremost on some cardboard. It's a great edge. I really like that. I don't know why I did that left-handed, but goes through it fairly well. This is D2. Feels like the edge is holding up just perfectly. It ought to with just going through cardboard like that, but yeah, that works great. I like that a lot. Let's see how the tip does. Penetrates super easily. Yeah, that tip goes through the material really well. Feels great for kind of starting cuts. I like that a lot. Let's see what else I can use. Go ahead and cut through a little bit of rope here. Does great for that. These ergos feel really nice for working. I really like the way it sits in my hand, even as I'm kind of using these fingers to manipulate material. It keeps the blade just kind of in a nice position. Feels very, I don't know, feels very simple, and like it makes it it's intuitive, I guess is the right word I'm looking for. It's great at cruising right through that rope. Edge is still perfect. Let's kick it up one more notch. See how it does on a little bit of wood. Oh yeah. That's actually really nice. I like that a lot. Our edge is still perfect here. Let's go ahead and show that to the camera a little bit. You can see it's a little bit dirty where it went through some tape and stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this a wipe down, and I am confident it is gonna look exactly like it did when I started. Sorry about that. Yeah, this edge still feels every bit like it did right out of the box. Very good. Yeah, the ergos are fantastic for working with. I really like that. Give it a couple more cuts. That's pulling these awesome curls off of there, nice and thin. Yeah, this is a great blade geometry. It is pretty thin behind the edge. It's slicing really well, glides through the material. That flat is just kind of, yeah, it's working. I like that a lot. I was See, our action is still the same. It shouldn't be affected at all. That's fantastic. First impressions are really good on cutting. I'm gonna keep having this in pocket for a little bit and see just kind of what else comes at it. But I guess my typical EDC cutting tasks would be things like cardboard, maybe rope, maybe wood. But yeah, that's fantastic. All right, so after doing a little bit of cutting and testing this knife out in the pocket, the CJRB Talla did really well. This knife, I double checked on the pricing after I did that first impressions video. This knife was actually like $39.95. It was right under the $40 mark at River's Edge Cutlery. So really impressed that this knife was that inexpensive. And the grind did surprisingly well. I guess not that surprisingly. I knew this was pretty thin behind the edge. It was a good flat grind just from checking it out, but it was great to actually put it into use. And the thing that sticks out the most after using it today and really pushing it through some material like that was the ergos in real use. The way that this knife felt in hand when I was pushing it through the cardboard, cutting through the rope, all of that, it's just the kind of contour of this handle, I guess, just fits my hand superbly well. And then just the way the G10 is contoured, has that kind of radius to it, the texture on it, all of it. I'm really happily impressed with it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep putting this knife into pocket, little bits here and there, using it for more stuff around the house, and just kind of putting it through its paces. But the impressions after today's testing are really strong. I feel like for the money, especially, even if this knife was like $80, I'd feel like it's probably worth that amount to have. D2 is a great blade steel for actual use and work, and holds an edge really well. It's fairly easy to resharpen. Yeah, I'll probably strop this just because I strop just about everything after I use it pretty hard, but I can't feel any difference on this edge compared to when I started today. And the action still feels great. I was just wiggling the lockup. It feels every bit as solid as it did before I used it. So really impressed, happy with this guy, and yeah, more to come. I'll do a final review later, but just wanted to say the Talla, in my opinion, is a great buy, especially after using it today and kind of seeing what it's actually made of.